Greetings everyone, this is Espionic. That time of year is almost here, E3. Now, as you all know, Nintendo already has a bunch of amazing games that are planned to come out this year. So Nintendo has already announced their plans for E3, including 4 different events that was revealed in a very hilarious video. I highly recommend you check that out. I'll leave a link to that in the description. So the first thing that they announced is a Super Smash Bros. Invitational Tournament. It's going to be the first ever Nintendo-sponsored tournament for Super Smash Bros. It's going to consist of 16 highly skilled players. They're going to talk more about the invited players, announcers, and how people can watch it either in person or on the internet in the near future. That sounds really cool. I definitely want to check that out because while I don't really play Smash Bros. Competitively, I would really like to see how those great players play. I've never actually seen that, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to get to watch it. But one thing that's even cooler is that they're going to have a Super Smash Bros. Smash Fest at Best Buy. They're going to actually have playable demos of Super Smash Bros. For Wii U exclusively at Best Buy during E3. That's freaking fantastic. I mean, I remember last year where they had their E3 at Best Buy experience, and I remember hearing about how the Best Buys were crowded with people then. Imagine for Smash Brothers. I'm not sure if that's going to be the only game they'll have there, probably, but it's Smash Brothers. People are so fanatic about this game that, the crowds are gonna be ridiculous for that. Hopefully they'll have more than, one kiosk or something available there for people to play, but yeah, that's fantastic. I'm not even sure if I'll be able to get the chance to do it because of, how crowded it is. It depends on if a certain character is announced, but yeah. Anyway, they also announced that Nintendo's Treehouse people, they will be live at E3 doing daily live streams showing a more in-depth look at Nintendo's games, playable demos, and possibly interviews with some of the developers of those games. That sounds really cool. I haven't seen too much of Nintendo's Treehouse, their videos on how they do small coverings of the games that have been recently released. But I do like their videos. I like how funny and charming they are. So yeah, that's definitely going to be fun to see. I'm guessing it's going to be replacing those developer directs that they had last year, where they had the developer of one game talking about one specific game and talking about certain elements in the game that weren't covered in the direct. And the last thing they announced is that on June 10th, 9 AM Pacific time, there's going to be a Nintendo digital event. Now, for what I could understand, this is going to be sort of a Nintendo Direct sort of thing, just like they had last year, except that it seems to be it's probably going to be a bit less formal, a bit more I don't know how to describe it, but that's what the implication seems to be. I'm sure this is going to be very controversial for a lot of people because a lot of people weren't particularly happy that Nintendo just did a Direct last year at E3 instead of the traditional press conference. But okay, I'm gonna be perfectly honest right now. I prefer the Direct over the press conference. Yeah. And the reason why is, if you looked at the press conferences for Sony or Microsoft that year, it was it took what, over 2 hours for both of them. And the Nintendo Direct was less than 45 minutes. The fact that they were able to go through game to game to game so quickly, just giving certain details about them there and having like the developer directs like afterwards, I much prefer that over waiting or watching just 2 hours of footage that may not cover as many games, or like we'll talk more about like stuff that I'm not necessarily interested in. I remember like watching Nintendo's press conference back in 2006. That was the very first press conference I ever watched from E3, and I was excited about the games. But I don't know, the fact that the way it was just seemed, it felt slow. It took forever for me. And I actually liked how straightforward like the directs were. Like, I just remember like that direct, it was like the most excited I had been after an E3 like in my entire life. Seeing Super Mario 3D World, seeing the cat suit, I was smiling non-stop after that. And the moment I saw Princess Peach as a playable character, I was absolutely sold on the game. Because I didn't think there was going to be ever a Mario game again where she was going to be playable and not just a damsel in distress. When I saw Pokemon X and Y, the new fairy type being revealed, I was really interested in seeing how that would change up the game. When I saw that my favorite Zelda game was being remade in HD, I thought it looked absolutely gorgeous. I was blown away. The more I saw of the Wonderful 101, the more I wanted to play it. It seemed so creative, so crazy, so fun. When I saw Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, I was so happy that they were making a sequel that played like Returns, because Returns was already such an awesome game. And the moment I saw Dixie Kong, I almost screamed like a little girl. She's my favorite character, and I'm so glad they brought her back. And when I saw Bayonetta 2, and saw people complaining that it was a Nintendo exclusive, I became so interested in the series because people just would not stop complaining about it. I lost sleep over that direct. I don't care what anybody says, I lost sleep over that. All of that just was incredible to me. And having this straightforward direct, that's going to be probably a little less formal based on how they announced this, and just how the way that they're going about this makes it seem like it's going to be a ton of fun, and the way that Nintendo's hyping this up is making it seem like it's going to be something really special. So I really can't wait for this. It's not going to be much longer too. June 10th, that's less than 6 weeks away. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a series of E3 2014 videos for Nintendo. Last year I did like one long video with my brother. If you're watching this right now, you probably didn't watch that video because that video had a grand total of 2 views, one of them being me. So, and that was just to make sure how it was going, but yeah. So for each of the games that I'm interested in talking about, I'm doing a video separately for each of those games. So that's how it's gonna work when E3 comes rolling around. Alright, so this has been Espionic. I'll see you again for another video.